Okay, let's explore some of the formulas. Suppose you want to know about the marks obtained for every student. So the question in exam will not be simply just that you have to write down the total marks of the student. The question will be a little bit twisted, like find out the marks of every student. So you have to figure out what you have to do. So the statement, you have to interpret the statement. So this statement is interpreted as just because you have to find out the marks of the student, each student, that means you have to you have to add the total marks of the of every individual submission of the student. So that will be calculated in this part, and you have to figure it out that where you have to figure it out. So for the first student, the total marks will be added, and the answer will be written over here. So in either in OpenOffice spreadsheets, or if you are working in Microsoft Excel, the procedure is to write this. The procedure to write the formula is the same. That is, you write down an equal to sign, and then you write down the formula. So the formula to add the numbers is sum. So you see, as I start writing, the formula appears here. So if I press enter, the formula will be completed, or you can just write down sum and it will be written. So when you write down sum, you see it shows inside the brackets all the numbers should be written. So one way is that you write down the address of cell, that is C3 and D3 and E3. So that will be written by semicolon. But this is a very odd way, because if we have 100 numbers, 100 columns, or we have thousands of columns and rows, so writing every single value will be very difficult. So what we do, we put the mouse on the first cell, and we just select all the columns that we have to, columns or rows that we want to add, and then we leave it, so, and press enter. So this is how you have calculated the sum. So you can see the same formula in this input line, or the formula bar as well. So it shows that the value starts from cell C3, and there is a colon, not a semicolon. Semicolon is to indicate separate values, and the last value is E3. So in between C3 and E3, everything will be summed up. So when you press enter, so it will give you the summation of all the values. Now I have to add the marks of the second student, third, fourth and fifth. So adding up the marks of every student by writing formula every time is very hectic. So this OpenOffice spreadsheet or the Microsoft Excel, it has given us the flexibility that we write the formula once and we drag it to fill all the rest of the cells, and it will be done within seconds. So you just put your mouse here on this point and drag it down. So all the marks of all the students are calculated. Okay, so now I want to know about the highest marks, and I want to know about the lowest marks of the class. So we will merge these cells so that they can appear nicely over here. And okay, instead you should merge it over 3. Okay, if I want to see the highest marks in quiz 1 and 2, so I will not merge this cell. I will only I will just double click on it, and I will just make the size of the cell a little bit bigger, or I will wrap the text around the cells. Okay, so I want to see who scored the highest marks in the total. So I will write down the formula to find out the highest marks is max. So, and enter, and I have to find out the highest marks from this list. So I will select all these numbers, and then I will press enter. So from the list I can see that the highest marks are 47. So this is what we got. And similarly, the formula to get the least marks, or the way how to check the least marks, the formula is min enter, and again we will select from the same list that we want to check the minimum marks. So from this list we can see the minimum marks are 34. So pressing enter will show us the least marks. So if you forget the formula, do not get worried about it. We can see it from the formula list, or we can get the help from the OpenOffice help. Okay, so this is, in this way we obtain the lowest marks. We can calculate the average of the marks as well. So average is not calculated for an individual person, average is calculated for the entire class. So it will be calculated over here. So the average has the formula. So start writing. If you forget the spellings, don't worry about it, you just write AV and it will give you the exact spellings. So average, and we want to find out the average of the whole class. So this is the way how to do it, and the average of the class is 40.8. and now you want to count the total number of students of your class. So by looking at the sheet we know that these are only 5 students. Suppose we have the list where this serial number is missing, and we only have this alphabets with us, and we have to count the number of the rows. So we want to know about the total number of students. Means the formula, we have to check the total students. So the formula for it is count. So we will use count. Okay, so count, and let me tell you simply first, it is actually not the formula to calculate the alphabets, but let me tell you that's so that you do not do any mistake. Okay, so count should give us the number of the students enrolled, but here the output will be 0, because count actually will not count these alphabets. I don't know what is the why is this there another formula for it, but anyways count will only count the column where you have numbers. Okay, so it will give you 5, but we don't have this row. Suppose we don't have this column, and we are asked to check the number of students of our class. So what will we do? We will write down the correct formula here. So I'm going to write the formula at this place. So the correct formula to count the alphabets is count A, and enter. So this is count A, and it will now give us the correct answer, that is 5. Okay, so the formatting of these rows also needs formatting. So one way is to use a format painter. So you will select it, and you will just select the format paint brush, and you will paint these cells. You see, we got our cells formatted. So double click on it, and you will get the we will get our marks. We will get our sorry, not marks. We will the size of the cell will be fixed. Cells and columns will be fixed. And in this way we can add some more of things to it. We can check the percentage. So percentage of the students will be the individual percentage of every student. So as I discussed earlier, the final exam was of worth marks 30, and it was 30, and the quizzes were each of marks 10, and the second quiz, it was also of marks 10. So let me wrap text this as well and this as well. Okay, and finally that is 30, 40 and 50. So total will be 50. Okay, wrap text this as well. Okay, so I'm going to find out the percentage of every student. So what I will do, I will simply write down the formula of percentage. So nobody will tell you the formula of percentage. This is understood. We have been studying about percentage, how to calculate the percentage, how to calculate the area, area of a square, rectangle. So these are very common sense things, common formulas that we are learning since childhood. So it will not be mentioned in paper how to calculate the percentage. You yourself have to figure out how to calculate the percentage. So we all know that the formula of percentage is marks obtained divided by the total marks multiplied by 100%. And if I have to see the if I don't have to find out the total percentage, and I have to check the percent, that is the quizzes have the weightage of 10%. That means I will write down the quiz marks obtained divided by total marks, multiply by, not multiply by 100, instead multiply it with the weightage, that is 10. If the quiz's weightage is 20%, so I will multiply it by 20. Okay, so I will do that as well for you. Let me first calculate the percentage, overall percentage. The formula of percentage is marks obtained. So you will click on the cell. You see, you will not write 47, that will be wrong. You will click on the cell and then marks obtained divided by total marks, that is 50, because 50 will be repeated every time, whereas the cell will be changed, and multiply by 100, and you will write down percentage. So you will click it, and so see, this is the percentage calculated, but it is not in the percent, it is in the number format. There is no percentage sign in it. So I will right click on it, I will format the cells, and here from the numbers part, you see the category is of number. I will go to the percentage, I will set the percentage. You see the output 94.00, but I do not want the 2 digits after my decimal, so I will remove it. I will remove the extra decimal places, and I will fix it to 94 just without any decimals, and OK. Again, so your percentage is calculated, so drag it till the 5 students. So we need to do the formatting of this, so paintbrush, and we will apply it on this. Okay, so one thing more is left. Oh yeah, I want you to calculate the weightage of your quiz. So the quiz 1 has the weightage of 5%. So you will 5% means you will write down the total marks, that is 10 divided by 10 multiply by 5 and percent. So, and this is the, we need to format the cell to percentage. Again, decimal places, I don't need any decimal places. So, okay, so you see the quizzes have the weightage of 5. Quiz 1 has a weightage of 5, so because he has obtained 10 out of 10, so means his percentage will be 5. He has scored 5 in it. So this way you can calculate any sort of percentage using this formula.